felt like our guys did a good job of utilizing all 40 minutes they gave us.
So clearly you guys can go on those rumble strips. Do you think it'll make the tires wear more, or is it just going to be free use all day?
I think it's easier to use it with newer tires. I didn't feel like it was worth going out there in turn one. I think that was kind of more the goal. Whereas the carousel, you're kind of just on top of the track a little bit. So I feel like there'll be a certain point where there's diminishing returns, but otherwise probably about as I expected.
So what was the fall off levels like?
It was, higher than normal. Our last hour here was less than a second over the course of a stint. You're more worried about fuel than you worry about tire wear, and it's definitely going to change the strategy of the race and how I drive the car, and certainly what we tried to do, the setup going into the weekend, and the things that we learned today. So I think I laughed. I told Kim Kuhn this was the most stressful playoff practice session so far this year. Not that holds any weight, but crew chiefs were, definitely a long week if you're a crew chief.
How did the tire feel compared to when you used it at the test back in June?
Completely different. If I'm being honest, it seemed a lot more similar to kind of what the wheel force test data and OEM test seemed to be. I had like 6 seconds to fall off and was sideways through full throttle portions of the racetrack. So I'm glad it's not that. I wasn't expecting it to be like that. So it definitely seems like both sets seem to be fairly consistent for me as well. So it just seems to be a bit different. Track is covered in marbles. Like, it is dirtiest I've ever seen it after a practice session, so that'll be interesting tomorrow as well.
Is that something that you guys as drivers need to make sure to talk to NASCAR about and make sure it's getting blown off during all cautions tomorrow?
I think it'd be nice, just because it'd be, some areas are like literally a car width wide, like through turn two. You can see where cars drive and where cars don't. It's an area that usually gets pretty populated with marbles, but definitely something the Elgin's going to be working overtime tomorrow.
Did you go over the divots and outside of turn one? And if so, did you feel them at all?
You definitely feel them. I feel like you feel them more in the carousel where you're laterally loaded with a car. I don't feel like it stops me from going out there as much, but I think you think it's got to promote tire wear. It takes a bit of grip out of the track, but you can hear them. It sounds like when you run over something similar on the highway. So I don't think it was a miss. It's fine. It limited me a little bit.
A lot of people thought round one was going to be the round of chaos, and you came out of Atlanta with really good points. You have a good starting place right here. A lot of people saying qualifying was, really going to be the harbinger of the race. So you feel pretty confident in round one at this point.
Yeah, you said what my priorities were during the week. Brian certainly concerned about tire wear the whole week. I was like, don't forget about qualifying. It's so easy to get lost in those things. No, our guys just did a really great job, and no different to Atlanta. We had a really great race, and there's no different. No reason why this can't be any different for us. So we just got to keep rolling.
So what are the unknowns now going into this race now that you've had practice and qualifying?
Well, it's just what does it do after 15 laps? That's the next step. Obviously, our race is longer than that, so everyone was able to fit in a maximum of 15, 16 laps in their run. So what do you do about that? What are your concerns? What's mathematically the fastest way to do it? What's the best way to do it and keep track position? Those are things that engineers are going to be kind of sciencing out after we get the fall-off numbers from today.
Do you think you'll be able to get to lap 20? Say the whole stage one goes green, do you think you can make it all 20 laps?
I think you can make 20 laps for sure. It's going to be slow. I fell off probably about 2 seconds, 3 seconds over the course of 15. So I felt like there was another cliff there that I hadn't found yet. So it's a good bit. That's why there's rubber all over the racetrack, because it's coming off the tire. So it'll be interesting tomorrow for sure.
So it's wear and heat related? Is that
It's wear related.
So it's wear related.
This is, to me, I haven't seen much data from today, but from what I saw from our tire test and the wheel force tests, definitely rubber coming off tires.
Sure. McDowell said afterwards that it was more heat related than wear related for him.
Well, shows that race car drivers don't know damn thing. So. One of us is right. So.
Are you looking for a solid run here? So if you need a mulligan at Bristol, that exists.
I don't want to think about Bristol. Bristol for me is way more stressful than this place, because this place you don't go many laps down if you're wrong. Bristol, you can easily be wrong and hate your life. So this to me, Bristol is the biggest wild card of this round.
What cushion do you need to be comfortable going to Bristol?
This is Custom Patch Hats. But what makes us custom? Well, that actually begins with you. We're just bringing your unique vision to life. No knockoffs, no lookalikes. Your design is one of a kind. We know hats, we know design, and we know quality. The proof? It's in our production. Hand-stitched with precision and care, with brands you know and trust. A one-of-a-kind patch deserves a one-of-a-kind treatment, all the way to your doorstep. It's how we keep it custom.
Jared Haas with Frontstretch.com. Come back soon for more great racing videos. And if you like us, make sure to hit that subscribe button.